What's in me?
In you, Jesus.
What?
A better Jesus.
So fucking funny. I started it kind of late last night, and later than I already should have been up to begin with. And I was like, whatever, I'll just get a taste of it and then I'll watch it, on my break, on my lunch at work tomorrow or whatever, because I work from home. And I ended up staying up until like 3 a.m. watching the whole thing because I was actually pretty fucking engrossed by it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But it was also like, we'll certainly get to it in depth in a moment, but it was like honestly one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen, but also extremely exciting and engrossing with some like lore that I was like really appreciated. It was a good ass movie.
It was captivating.
It was captivating. I love this damn movie.
It did so much in less than 2 hours.
I know, which, 2 hours for us is like, that's long. That's like, Satan Tango or whatever. However, say that movie.
Yeah. I felt like
for us, but
it felt like I was surprised that they wrapped everything up. I was like, for sure, this feels so much like a movie that's trying to do like franchise.
Yeah, they wrapped it up.
They wrapped most of it up.
Yeah, you know who should have wrapped it up? The devil before he had that baby.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Wrap it before you possess it.
Yep. That's what I've been saying. Shall we start the show?
Yep.
Welcome back to Boys Bible Study, the White Devil Conspiracy. I might cut that. Who cares? Ash here with my co-hosts,
Scott
and Julian.
And we are thrilled to be covering a new movie for us, coming out of left field, but achieving great things. This is the 2022 film, The Devil Conspiracy, to which I say, follow the devil, people. So this is a really fun one. I think it like sort of takes us off the beaten path of, this sort of homemade DIY stuff that we obviously love. This is a fucking big budget blockbuster about the devil and all of his many tricks.
Yeah. Do we see, do we have the financial numbers here?
That's a really good question. There is a Wikipedia page for this article that on the top of the wiki bears the scarlet letter that says, this article is too detailed considering its subject matter and needs to be pared down.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I've seen it on ones on articles that are like this, which is articles that are obviously written by, the marketing person.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. That's cool. On IMDb, estimated budget, $5 million. Gross worldwide, 984,000.
Okay.
So I don't know if I would call it a blockbuster.
It's
It
worldwide
looks...
gross $666,000.
Angel number.
Ooh. Yeah, that's right. 666 is technically an angel number, right? Because Lucifer was an angel.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled. There's a pretty great trick there, Mr. Devil, Mr. Lucifer.
It opened in many theaters, though. I mean, this was like properly in movie theaters and not like in a Fathom Events way, as far as I am aware.
Wow.
This also interesting from the Wikipedia. The original working title of the movie was Devil with a lowercase d and a capital E.
What? So it's like
the
evil.
Oh,
That is so. They should have gone with that. That is so stupid.
I don't even really understand what they're trying to do with that.
Wait, you're telling me the devil is evil?
You're telling me the word evil has been in devil this entire time?
This whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, they should have absolutely gone with that title because to me, that title encapsulates the exact tone of this movie. It's like it is. Everything is said with the aura as if they're making a profound judgment and like statement about the human race and like theology and stuff like that. And it is like straight up the dumbest, most like
it's really funny.
like harebrained thought that has ever been committed to a script and a movie. It's
and then
so
they'll have
funny.
a character be like when Lucifer was being like dragged by his neck at the beginning, and he's like, "Is this really necessary?" After like, there is a cosmic battle between good and evil happening at all times. And what else did he say? Oh, at the end when he was like explaining the plan, whatever the fucking plan was, he was like, "It's the ultimate fuck you, daddy."
I will now control the earthly body of God's precious son. The ultimate fuck you, daddy.
This
Yeah,
movie
two
really
F-bombs
had
in
it
this
all.
movie.
There were
F-bombs.
lots of F-bombs.
Were there?
I think there were several. At the end, they were getting more and more frequent. I thought I heard at least 3.
Definitely some real swears.
It's hard to tell what people were saying at times when, like, the lady became, like, the devil. Because they had to do the, like, devil
Linda
voice.
Blair thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm possessed, basically.
Right. I actually had the subtitles on for most of this movie. And you know, we're about to obviously explain the plot in some greater detail. I will say, in line with what you just brought up, I believe the first line of dialogue of this movie that was not narration is the devil going, "Shit."
Yes. Yeah.
Which was really weird.
Shit.
Real weird tone shifts all throughout the movie.
Yeah. So the Devil Conspiracy, this is not a Christian movie in the sense of it is made to be wholesome yet powerful Christian entertainment. You know, this is clearly a secular film. There's cussing. However, there is profound religious themes the entire movie.
And very strong pro-choice, or not pro-choice. What's the other one? Pro-life. Very strong pro-life themes.
I completely agree. I want to make sure we spend like a good couple minutes breaking that down because I think it's very important to understanding the Devil Conspiracy. Lots to untangle
Also
in this.
extremely. Also, they create one of the more convoluted plots I've ever seen in a movie in order to justify their pro-life message.
Yes. There will be quite a lot to unpack. Really quick before we get into it, I'm just going to do my usual hack podcaster move of right-clicking on the director and writer to see if they've done anything of note. Scott, did you find anything background related? I didn't see anything super interesting.
I know I looked it up. I don't remember.
They didn't even have Wikipedia articles, which if you're the fucking Devil Conspiracy marketing team making the article on the movie, the least you can do is make sure, you know, your director and writer get their own like blue text for their names.
So director Nathan Frankowski, in 2012, he made a movie called To Write Love on Her Arms, which is based on the worldwide movement, based on the true story that started a global movement. Do you all remember the trend of To Write Love on Her Arms? It's like
that one.
It was like
No.
early internet awareness. We're talking back to like MySpace days.
Okay.
This is like, I'm pretty sure, maybe a little later than that. Facebook days, early Facebook. This is like, you know, teen sort of like suicide awareness, like depression and suicide awareness. But like you would like literally write love on your arms and like Sharpie and like, you know, take an artful photo with it. And it was like for, you know, the pretty girls in your class who listened to My Chemical Romance to talk about how they were depressed. Anyway, Nathan Frankowski made the movie about this.
Okay.
He also made a movie called Expelled, No Intelligence Allowed.
Yes, I'm familiar with this
wait.
movie. The Ben Stein
This is
movie.
Ben Stein.
Oh, the Ben Stein movie.
Yeah, I never saw it, but yeah.
He directed Ben Stein's, what, it looks like a documentary?
It's a pro-intelligent design movie. Pro-intelligent design scholars and scientists are often chastised, fired, or denied tenured positions by those who believe in Darwin's theory of evolution.
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. I mean, can you really call this whole thing intelligently designed?
Every day I doubt that more and more.
Yeah. I mean, come on. We got tonsils and spleens and stuff.
Yeah. We obviously don't need that.
Yeah.
So, you know that
what's intelligent about that? You got a bunch of leftover
cockroaches
parts.
shit for their young to eat it.
Now that's intelligent.
Hey, you know, with the price of groceries going up, I think that's one way that penny pinching Americans could meet their monthly budgets.
There you go.
I think we could learn from our animal friends.
Intelligent design.
That's intelligent design.
Very practical. Very practical.
Also, writer Ed Allen, this is his only credit, writing The Devil Conspiracy.
Good for him.
So one can only
Interesting.
assume this is a labor of love.
No, I assume he was murked. He's never heard from again after.
Revealing the truth.
Yes, he got to the bottom of the Devil Conspiracy.
Who are our? I want to know the producers on the. Oh, he was
it's also
one of the
Ed
producers.
Allen, so maybe it's just his baby.
Yeah,
maybe he's a rich
'cause
guy.
It could be.
Seemed like the movie looked good. At
It did,
times.
yeah.
Most of the time, it looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing Ed Allen is like a hedge fund guy who wanted to make a movie.
Yeah, or wash some
possible.
dollars.
Yeah.
Very
knows?
possible. But yeah, the movie was very hey, $5 million. I think this day and age, they did a lot for $5 million. I mean, there was some impressive CGI. The CGI, here's what I liked about the CGI. This is one of the best things I can say about it. It had a tone. It didn't just feel like it was throwing everything at the wall. Like it had an art direction, like tone to it.
Mm-hmm.
And some somewhat interesting character designs, even though it was all very tedious at the same time. But, we've watched like Christian CGI films before, and it's like they're just doing whatever,
Right.
This looked like an AMC TV show. So
Yeah.
They had the same quality as like an AMC sort of like sci-fi TV show.
Yeah.
See, I just watched Blade and Blade 2 yesterday. It was the first time I'd seen
Right.
Blade 2. It's fucking awesome. But it kind of felt like in the same realm as like the Blade movies. Like if this was like Blade 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like this is what it would
Yeah,
look
it's
like.
7, The Devil Conspiracy.
Yeah.
I was starting to notice a lot of little like corner cutting things that were big signs of a lower budget movie, despite how nice it looked. For instance, the huge facility that they spend half the movie in seems to only have 2 rooms and a hallway. The big empty room where the prisoners are held, and then like the portal to hell in a cave.
One big room full of bad prisoners.
So stuff like that. Also, a lot of the CGI was pretty good, but there's some really interesting choices that we can talk about in a little bit.
I would love to. I'm so excited to dig into the plot of this film, which like chilled me and thrilled me. Let's just start at the beginning and work our way through, because like I really just want to play by play. I will say this movie opens with a depiction of the cosmic battle that is at, perhaps the beginning of all Christian theology. And that is, of course, Lucifer versus the archangel
Michael Hunt.
Mike.
The archangel
And,
Michael Hunt.
yeah, Mike Hunt, but I believe his full name is Michael. Yes, between Lucifer and Michael, they are at war in a sort of no man's zone, in like a CGI. Again, we're in sort of like a Lord of the Rings type of vibe, CGI barren landscape, and yes, we find Michael having emerged victorious after Lucifer has fallen from heaven. What's that like?
Oh, it looks cold and hot at the same time. Very dark, scary place. Devil's not happy to be there. For some reason, they're like brothers,
Right.
but they fight all the time. Was that part of the story?
I feel like the movie, it tries to expand on the fact that all of the angels were in sort of a fraternal order,
Yeah.
and that Lucifer sort of betrayed this order when he decided to try to be more powerful than God.
Yeah, you could imagine
The
them
devil's-
calling each other brother before he parted ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The devil, he's a snarky fellow.
yes. That's why they kicked his ass out.
Yeah.
Leave that sass at home.
He, like you said, the first thing he says is, shit, as he's being cast down into hell and then chained up, and he's cracking wise the whole time. And I believe that's it. Unless I'm missing something.
Basically, I mean, the only other important detail I remember is that Lucifer does vow to Michael that once he is set free, because he's being chained to some sort of structure, being chained by Michael's own sword, Lucifer vows that once he is set free, he will return to heaven, not as Michael's peer, but as his master. So,
So
you
when-
gotta admire ambition.
Does the devil hate being in hell, or does he like being in hell?
That's a very interesting question. Well, in this movie, they answer that by saying, the devil says, it is better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. So if I had to guess, I would say that he finds hell to be inferior to, he would rather reign in heaven and be better than God, but, he'll take what he can get.
Seems like hell would be a place I would not want to chain the devil up. Because those demons are just going to be like, oh, yeah, we'll set you free. Don't worry.
Yeah. They're
Also,
egging him on.
where did hell come from before the devil? He's just the most enterprising guy.
Can we cut Julian's mic really quick?
Like what? Like who was running the show down there before the devil went down there? He was just the first type A person to go to hell.
It was just,
Yes.
you prepare for the worst,
Right. That was sort of like the rec room.
Okay, yeah, the rumpus room.
It was sort of the rumpus room.
The afterlife.
And
You know
they
how
weren't
like
using it.
maybe your families were even like this growing up. You know how you like had a friend whose like family has like a room that's just full of crap. It's just piled up. It was like that for heaven.
Right.
Okay.
So, they had it around. I think if I had to guess, as, a non-theologian, I would say it was all created at the same time. And then, what were they going to do? Put them on the streets?
Did y'all ever have a friend or live in a house that had like the unfinished attic, but like a door you could go into?
Yeah.
Like I had a friend who it was just a door, like a regular door in the upstairs. But if you opened it and went in, it was like just the attic without any like floorboards, just insulation everywhere.
Yeah.
I thought that was very peculiar.
Yeah, that was basically described my bedroom growing up when I was a kid. The door, there was a full like door, the way that you would go into like a bathroom or something.
Yeah.
There were floorboards, but it wasn't like finished.
Yeah.
And it creeps me out as a kid because sometimes, you know how like in a house, sometimes like if you close a door, like air pressure, like every so often when I would like close the door to go to bed, like 2 minutes later, my attic door would just like pop open.
Oh,
That really scared me when I was a paranoid little kid.
Yeah, that's scary.
No, I had the unfinished.
That's why you
attic
took
room.
all the doors off the hinges in your apartment
I
here.
did, yeah. That was my choice. That was my choice. Well, we leave this, extraterrestrial. I don't know that word. We leave this metaphysical realm and go into the mundane world, if you can really call it that, because we are coming to learn that many powerful forces are lurking behind what seems, normal to us. We come upon seriously one of the like dumbest setups of people and characters I've seen in a film in so long. I was just like, I could not believe any of these characters and the way they interacted.
And they were all friends.
And they were all friends. It's just, yeah. And how'd they afford that apartment? It was crazy. But we have the actress Alice Orr-Ewing playing the character of Laura.
Well, which is it?
Well, these days they want it all.
They couldn't decide
wanna
if
have
they
their
were
cake
having
and
a
eat it,
boy or a
too.
girl.
No, they wanted to
If
have
it's
their
a
cake.
girl, we'll name it Alice. And if it's a boy, we'll name it Ewing.
Ewing.
And then they just couldn't decide.
No. Yeah, well, she plays Laura Milton, who is an art history student who's studying in Italy, and she is basically doing like a Bill Maher style thesis that no, she's literally doing like a Saul Harkins from Let There Be Light, the Kevin Sorbo film style thesis, which is that she's writing a huge like doctoral thesis, like her like life's work ostensibly is that drawings of angels in churches like weren't because they believed in angels, they just like thought they were cool. Like that was like basically what I gleaned from her work. It was so frightfully dumb.
That is just such a... I love these movies where it's just like stupid person who thinks they're smart is like trying to sound like whoever wrote this movie does not know what a thesis is, does not know what people like write theses about. She was literally like, Professor, why won't you approve my thesis of God is fake and you're stupid for believing in it?
Yeah.
Professor Russo.
Ci vediamo domani, dai, ne parliamo. Yes, Laura?
Please reconsider approving my thesis.
The last thing the Turin University wants to hear is a young American lecturing us on what a great Italian artist believed or didn't believe.
I'm simply saying that the artists who filled your cathedrals with angels and devils knew they weren't real. Like no actual good spirits from above or evil spirits from below. There is no dark side.
No dark side.
Yeah.
Your thesis makes for a boring movie and an arrogant dissertation. The answer is no.
Please, Dr. Russo, can't we discuss this?
Why don't we discuss it later? At my apartment.
I prefer crowded, large, open spaces.
Come preferisci? Is that why you wear a wedding band? To keep us Italian men at bay?
It's obviously not working.
But in a very realistic depiction of Italians, he does offer to sexually assault her in exchange for approving her.
Yes, he does. So obviously there's some research that went into this film beyond theological. But yeah, Laura is like extremely passionate about religious art. It's her life's work. And again, this barely really comes up a ton in the movie. I guess I can't say that, but a theme that's introduced early on in the film. I wonder if this theme is going to come back at all. Who knows? The movie definitely isn't basically just like doing the text equivalent of pointing a giant neon arrow at what she says. But she says that the idea of evil is not an external, measurable physical force. it is an internal struggle that goes on in all people, and that's what angels and devils are about. They are not real beings on a plane beyond our own. They are actually struggling within ourselves. I can't think of a dumber thing for someone to say.
Boring.
How dare you, Laura?
I'll have some of what she's smoking.
Mm-hmm. Were you going to say something, Scott?
It's boring. Her take is boring.
That's
boring.
why
he won't pass
it's boring.
the thesis. Be more interesting.
Right.
Get a better take. That's a boring take.
It's also so like broad.
Yeah.
That like it's no wonder that it's not being approved. What the hell has she been doing with her education?
Yeah, this is like her doctoral thing. She spent like 25 years in college,
Yeah.
so she can be like, the devil's fake.
Yeah.
You guys.
And they didn't even create any kind of like personal connection for her with it either, like some kind of lifelong struggle or trauma. Like I would hope that there's like a thing where it's like, oh, you really do believe in angels and demons, but you want to deny it because this traumatic thing happened.
Well,
They did say that.
go for it.
You might. I mean, it was fucking blink and you'll miss it. But at one point later on in the movie, when she's being held captive, some stuff has happened to her.
By this one movie, yeah.
Yeah, she says they reference her husband having died and her baby having died.
They were both murdered.
Oh, I'm
Murder,
sorry. You're right. I
yes.
do remember that. That is extremely traumatic.
But that
sorry,
was the
Laura.
first
I
and
apologize.
only time they ever mention it, right?
Right,
Yeah.
basically.
But I do
Well, it
remember
was just I'm gonna half agree with you, Scott, because although she does have a traumatic history, I don't think, granted, a lot was going on, and as we will soon reveal, some far more visceral, immediate things are happening that may have caused me to miss this point. I apologize to the filmmakers if I'm wrong about this. I do not believe they connected her trauma to her religious beliefs.
No.
There's no
No,
story
they
that
didn't.
we tend to see in these films about how a death in the family corresponds to a lack of faith in like good and evil or anything of that nature.
Or the desire to
God,
disprove everything as
Right.
a myth to comfort
Yeah.
yourself.
Right. Now, while Laura is, dodging the advances of her thesis professor, advisor, whatever you call these people,
Yeah.
while he is failing her, she does have a friend on the inside of the Vatican, that is. Father Marconi is a friend of hers. Not sure why, but
So made no fucking sense.
She's friends with the priest. He says,
And he's like, I'll sneak into the Shroud of Turin.
she's like, grazie, Father. I loved her Italian in this film. So yeah, Father Marconi sneaks her into the church, which is about to be holding a special event, as we'll find out, so that she can sketch these very beautiful statues of the Lucifer and Saint Michael.
Why she's sketching them,
Right.
I don't know. Also, like, they seem like pretty famous statues. I think you could just like find them on Google.
Right. It almost seemed like she was sketching them so that she could like, remember them for later. But it's like, bitch, take a picture on your phone. I don't know.
Really.
But that's not even the most exciting exhibit that's happening in this building at the time. Father Marconi sneaks her into this cathedral. The cathedral is under heavy surveillance because a very, very special Catholic artifact
Yes.
is being displayed there. And folks, it rhymes with the Loud of Burin.
They got it. They show a little scene of somebody giving like a tour, an informational tour about it.
Yes, of the Shroud of Turin,
The
by the way,
Shroud
in
of
case that
Turin.
wasn't clear to anyone.
And they say like the one talking point of, well, two. They say it acts as a photograph of Jesus.
Of Jesus' resurrection, yes.
They didn't quite explain why. And
because
it's like,
there was so much light.
There was a lot of light, which made an imprint of Jesus's face during the resurrection. But like, if you look at the face on the Shroud of Turin, it's not like a depiction of the resurrection. It's just a dude's face.
Well, I mean, it's just, I don't know if you've ever tried to take a picture of yourself like right after you wake up. It's like, it never really is very flattering.
Also, the thing about like, oh, it never burned or whatever.
Oh,
it doesn't
right.
catch on fire, which is like the classic one. Which didn't like wasn't it revealed that it's like just like covered in asbestos or something?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that's
funny.
what I heard as to why it didn't burn was because it was just like covered in asbestos,
That's
which is
so
naturally
funny.
occurring. So it's like asbestos has been around for a long time,
Right.
longer than Western religion. Some might say.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's news to me. I don't know why I thought asbestos was like it was like DDT. It was like one of those things that we made and then banned like 6 months later.
Yeah.
When
No,
we
it's been
realized it was
around.
like, okay. Yeah,
A
I didn't
thing.
realize it was like a natural chemical compound.
Yeah, and if I'm wrong, then guess what? I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we're not the science podcast.
Okay, yeah, naturally occurring fibrous minerals that are resistant to heat and corrosion.
Nice.
The asbestos conspiracy. I was surprised. I would have thought the Shroud of Turin would just like crumble when they grabbed it.
No, it's basically like it's like a hippie tapestry. It's like one of those
Yeah.
tapestries you like pin to your dorm room
Okay.
wall. Like that's the consistency of it.
It's got a bunch of women's asses painted with Pink Floyd album covers on it. The apostles all sitting with their like ass cracks.
We've already done so much anti-Catholic rhetoric on here. I don't want to add too much to the pile. I will say the Catholics do love their antiques.
Dude, the fucking shroud, the face on the Shroud of Turin looks like a fucking wizard from like a Lord of the Rings book. Like a knockoff Lord of the Rings book. It literally looks like a fucking like Yes album cover or something.
Oh, it looks awesome. Wait, the Shroud of Turin is sick.
Oh, it's a full body? I've only seen the face. Now they're showing me a like full body Shroud of Turin. And Jesus is in incredible shape, and he's also covering up his penis conveniently.
Wow. Oh wow, I'm seeing this too.
I'm confused. I don't know what the Shroud of Turin is.
Computer, bring up Shroud of Turin uncensored. Yeah, you're right. They mostly show the face of the Shroud of Turin, but yeah, I think it was draped over his entire body in the tomb, and then when he was resurrected from the dead in a burst of light, this imprinted the shadow of his body on the shroud. That's my understanding of it. So this church, this Italian church, is it literally the Vatican?
It seems
it's
like
the
where
Vatican,
you'd take
right?
such a thing.
Yeah.
So this cathedral in the Vatican, I'm Googling, is the Vatican near Italy?
It's inside. The Vatican is calling
in
from
Rome.
inside the Italy.
The Vatican's in Rome.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, she's in this cathedral, and they're showing the Shroud of Turin, and this is like the fourth time it's been exhibited in, centuries or whatever. So there's crowds of people flocking in to see this. Literally right before the door closes, a figure wearing a giant black hood, billowing hood, enters the exhibit, and the museum worker says to this person, "Oh, you're just in time." So I'm just going to say right now, first mistake. You fucked up by letting a Dementor into your museum to view the Shroud of Turin.
Yeah.
This would simply not have happened on my watch.
But if you walk confidently into any situation,
Yeah.
chances are people will let you in.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
I just feel like if a gay guy were working, that person would have never gone in. The guy would have been like, no, no, no.
If Mark Wahlberg was there, wouldn't have gone down like this.
Yeah. So, the exhibit seems to go without a hitch. So they think. They close the doors. Laura is still in the wing, one wing of the cathedral, sculpting these giant sculptures. That was actually a cool set piece. I couldn't really tell if it was CGI or practical. It kind of looks practical to me.
When the sculptures were like turning their heads and stuff.
Well, that I figured was CGI, but I mean just like the sculptures in general.
Oh,
the big room with all the sculptures.
Yeah, that seemed real.
It seemed real to me.
Seemed like somebody had like a connection to. I was reading on the Wikipedia that this was all shot in Prague, I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and they'll let anybody do fucking whatever.
They will. I love that feeling when you're watching a movie and you're like, this is not the city it is. Like, this is not a city that is in the movies. Yeah. And it's like, Prague. I'm pretty sure when we watched that movie 3, with the number 3 in it,
yeah,
I think that was also a Czech movie. Might have been in Prague
so
as
was
well.
Blade 2. Just saying.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, Prague has a lot of they do good. They do well in terms of filming.
Good to know.
3 was like they were like 3 felt weird because it was like this is Philadelphia, but it's like actually like Decatur, Indiana.
Yeah, whereas this movie was like it's the Vatican City, but it's actually like
another
downtown St. Louis or something. I don't know. But the lights go out in the cathedral, and that's when the freaks come out, as we know. The cloaked black figure pulls her hood down. She kind of looks like Elon Musk's mom. And Laura is still in the wing of the museum sketching, and this is when shit goes down, y'all. It's God, so much shit happens. I mean, we really can't just do a play-by-play of everything. At one point, the devil sculpture, for no reason, just turns her head and looks at her and goes, "Laura." Just so stupid.
It was a good part.
But
this movie was trying to do so much.
But the Elon Musk mom character, she severs the head of one of the guards using a cross. She uses this head to vision activate the lock that is holding the Shroud of Turin. I thought this was a cool scene because it reminded me of the severed head of John the Baptist. I thought that was interesting. She says, she grabs the shroud, and at some point she says, "Join us here on Earth, Lucifer." And under this, I wrote in my notes, "This is what Kim Petras, Doja Cat, and Sam Smith are all doing."
Basically.
Why is the devil in the Shroud of Turin?
What?
Okay, this is actually something I was thinking about today. We're about to get into the second act of the story, and I've got to say, there is a crucial detail I think I was missing here. But the last thing I'll say to wrap up Act 1, it is important to note that Father Marconi tries to stop this evil lady. This black magic woman, as Santana would say.
And Santana, Satan, eh?
It's Canadian.
Canadian devil.
Canadian devil.
French Canadian Deville.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But anyway, the evil lady stabs a giant cross through Father Marconi's heart. At the last second, he offers his body to Saint Michael to use to fight the devil.
It seems
and he is possessed by the archangel Saint Michael.
Seems kind of demonic in itself, doesn't it? To
What,
offer your
Catholicism?
body to is this what Catholics do?
Yes. They do this every day at Mass.
Yep. This is fine. It's an angel. It's different.
To offer your body to an angel and then be possessed by an angel.
Yeah.
I've heard it touched by an angel, but this is ridiculous. And then he basically becomes like a Marvel superhero.
Yes. He puts on a turtleneck and a leather jacket. And he starts driving around Italy. Meanwhile, Laura has been kidnapped.
Wait a minute, though. When he starts driving around Italy, he changes the radio and Send Me an Angel comes on, and then he slightly smiles and turns it up.
The fucking musical montage was amazing. Like
so
they do the joke of he goes to the parking lot, looks at like all the cool badass cars and like hits the fucking key fob, and then it's like a dinky little Italian car, and he's like, "Let's go!" And then he fucking turns on the radio.
Actually, I'm sorry to stop you. Yeah, it's actually worse than that. He goes, "Priests." He makes fun of the priest for having a shitty car.
Right. I forgot he even said anything there.
Sorry, go on.
They play. This is a fucking music supervisor field day right now, because then there's like feels like almost 10-minute montage of him just driving while like 2 different songs play to almost their entire length. And it's like, first it was like the sort of industrial, like, we're gonna go fucking kill the devil. And then like, 2/3 of the way through that song, he's like, I can't take this anymore. Switches it to fucking Send Me an Angel. And then they just continue the montage to completion, which, I didn't know priests were allowed to do that.
Father Marconi is a priest on the loose, and the Shroud of Turin is on the loose too. We are led to a compound where Laura and some other women are now being held in a room as prisoners. While this is happening, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is occurring, and this is, of course, the DNA baby auction.
That was awesome.
The famous historical figure DNA baby auction.
They're literally auctioning off, they call them resurrected influencers. He says, we are resurrecting the most influential people in history. And they are auctioning these babies off. I believe the first one they auction off is resurrected Vivaldi.
Yes, the composer Vivaldi.
For some reason, as like a 6-year-old child can still play the violin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like to the same level that like an adult Vivaldi would. I don't know fucking anything about Vivaldi. I was just like, as soon as that song started playing, I was like, of course they're going to fucking use this song.
Right.
All your favorite royalty free, like scary classical music is in this movie.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming. My name is Dr. Laurent. To resurrect brilliance, my colleagues visited Santa Croce, final resting place for Machiavelli, Galileo, Michelangelo. This Fort Knox of genetic genius stores treasure much more valuable than gold. Brilliant DNA, which until now was a puzzle that could not be solved. Today, I alone can bring these dry, old bones to life. The result? Children you can honestly be proud of. The past will become our future. Once I resurrect history's most influential people from the dead. I just need you to pay for it. Ladies and gentlemen, the risen Antonio Vivaldi.
Who are they auctioning off next? It was like
Michelangelo.
Oh, it was Michelangelo. And like all these like rich people in the crowd are like raising their hands and bidding like 17 million, 20 million, 30 million. for the baby Michelangelo that
What?
they are going to raise.
And then what? He already did all his shit.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do now? He's gonna be a poster.
He's going to be a poster. He's going to do whippets.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that IQ is being put to use. Like, we live in different times.
Yeah.
Like,
We've already derived everything from what he already did.
Oh, right. Exactly. Like, it's not to say that, one couldn't appreciate a very talented artist if they came around, but it's like, history is history for a reason.
Yeah.
That shit happened.
And what happens
what's he
too when
gonna
he
do?
tells his parents he wants to like paint ceilings, and they're like, no, that's not what we do in this family.
No, we just redid our ceilings, honey. You can't do that.
Also, what are you gonna do with the fucking Sistine Chapel 2?
Right.
Now it's all worth half as much because there's two of them.
Right.
Well, he's gonna start like a fucking interior decorating business in whatever town he lives in.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Our society is simply not set up for there to be another Michelangelo or Vivaldi.
He's going to be like a pretty good art professor.
Yeah,
Exactly. And, he's going to get removed from his tenure for having sex with his students.
I was hoping they would show like baby Einstein, and he would have like the afro and like a mustache and stick his tongue out.
He sticks his tongue out.
Such a funny fucking like plot device that this is a tech company that auctions off resurrected, not even resurrected. They are just like clones of historical geniuses.
Yeah.
They should have
It's a
auctioned
private
off all
auction.
4 Beatles.
Oh, that'd
Yes,
be
they
awesome.
should have. Yes.
4 Beatles for the price of 3. Keep them away from your fucking roof.
They should have auctioned off
Hey,
the
get down
96
from there.
Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
How much would you pay for all of them to raise in a fucking cheaper by the dozen scenario?
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Raising all the bulls.
You just so quickly be like, all right, I'm the coach of this high school's basketball team. My kids are all making varsity this year. I just think it's so funny that this was like this is basically the only time this is brought up in the movie. And it's like, this is one of those movies where it's like, clear somewhere along the way of writing this guy felt the compulsion to have to like explain every single thing that happens.
I love that.
But he couldn't, like, there was no one around to be like, you just made it make even less sense. Like, it's an evil organization that's trying to resurrect Lucifer. Spoilers.
Yeah.
For later in this podcast. Why do we have to have the setup that they are also a tech company that resurrects historical figures and auctions them off to rich people who pay millions and millions of dollars to have baby Vivaldi?
Well, like shows like how good they are at it and like why they have this technology set up, maybe.
They couldn't have thought of anything else. They couldn't have been like, yeah, we are Theranos. We process people's blood. And now we've come into possession of the blood of Lucifer.
We're Uber.
Yeah.
We just have a lot of money.
We're just Uber.
We're just Uber, so we want to make the devil again.
Well, now I'm like, how the fuck did they get the technology to resurrect all these historical figures?
Yeah. Well, they wanted the Shroud of Turin. It is all part of their plan to resurrect the devil. Now, here is something that, again, I apologize to the filmmakers if I missed this, but Julian, you had just said it previously. Why would they need the Shroud of Turin to resurrect the devil? When does the devil touch the Shroud of Turin? I don't really get it.
Understand? I don't even understand where they got like the technology to resurrect the devil, the evil, as they call him. in
My
this
thought
movie.
at first was to make an antichrist. You need some Christ-like
Were they
DNA.
Okay, so
But the antichrist isn't really a Catholic thing, I don't think. That had me confused as well.
Was that not what? Well, that's because they worship the Antichrist, the Pope.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, skipping way ahead. But I thought the big reveal, which I was just like, God, could they make this any more convoluted? Was like when a demon or the evil meets with Michael when he's imprisoned, does he not say like, I am like they're resurrecting? I thought they said that they were resurrecting Jesus and Jesus was going to be possessed by the devil.
Yeah, my understanding was that like how God sent Jesus to earth through a human woman, but Jesus is also God. Similarly with the devil, he was like coming to earth to take over by the same way, but the bad way.
Ah, right.
That's why this movie is so genius, because it's an open text.
Yes.
So many different readings of what could be happening, why characters know each other, what they're doing with anything, why they need the Shroud of Turin.
And you can like apply a few different popular end times philosophies to it at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. Now, simultaneous to this happening, of course, Laura is still in prison in a giant glass box with some other single women. As it turns out, this is a rather macabre plot to find a human host to be essentially the Virgin Mary of the Antichrist.
Yes.
This is when the movie starts getting off the rails with regards to body horror, or I would say like physical comedy, for lack of a better word. It starts to get really perverse here.
Yeah.
Some of the very shocking things happen, including a giant fire worm representing the spirit of the devil forcing its way fully down these women's mouths and throats.
Which, got some news for you, the evil. That ain't how it works.
Yeah, maybe that's why you're having trouble.
Yeah. He could stand to take a human anatomy course at that college that the lady goes to.
I also want to point out, there's just throughout this entire movie, there are just these individual line reads that are just, every time you hear one, you're just like, no. Several of them happen in this area of the movie, this scene of the movie. The two of the Satanists are talking to each other about Laura, and I think the evil lady says, even her natural cycle is fortuitous.
Jesus Christ.
And then at one point she says, I can sense the hound sniffing.
Again, why? Nobody was like, oh, I would like to know if she's on her period when the devil is trying to impregnate her.
Nightmare. Yeah, that's so true.
Like, who is watching this movie being like,
This is earlier. This is when Father Marconi realizes the Shroud of Turin is missing. He goes, where were the protectors of the Shroud?
Where were the protectors of the Shroud? Sorry, protectors of... Where were the protectors of the Shroud?
It's like just lines like that are so funny. But yeah. Meanwhile, Laura is in the cage having her shit wrecked Rosemary's Baby style.
Yeah. I would like to see this movie, but like Hitch.
Go say more.
And they're like, teaching the devil how to seduce women or how to be, like better at to be basically a ladies' man.
Right. Yeah. You'd have way better luck getting the Antichrist Virgin Mary.
I want to see the Pope acting as a wingman to the devil to bring the Antichrist back to Earth.
I would love to see. I agree. I think audiences everywhere would love to see that.
And maybe he eats some like seafood linguine or something. He has an allergic reaction like in Hitch.
I think that would delight a new generation of moviegoers. Okay, just some more stuff from this like a baby making scene. They do this stupid subplot that like they're trying to convince her that the baby will in some ways be a replacement for her son that was murdered, and you know they want to convince her, even though she's just like basically just like you know, a breeding pod to them. They still want her to like psychologically be like happy that she's pregnant with the devil. Like, I don't even understand why it matters to them.
Yeah.
But there's this insane nightmare scene.
Yes.
Where she has, you can say it if you will.
This is where the CGI kind of went off the rails.
Yeah.
She has this, we see a scene where she is getting an ultrasound and she sees the images of the baby in her womb, and she like starts smiling and sort of tearing up because she's so happy that she has a child.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, this was this child was the product of a satanic ritual rape by like a giant demon that chained her up and forced a fucking like smoky worm down her throat.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, my baby." Which is where the pro-life stuff begins.
Yes.
Then someone's like, "Look closer," and the ultrasound of the baby like turns into essentially the dancing baby from Ally McBeal, and like climbs out of the ultrasound for a second. Looks worse than when the girl comes out of the TV in The Ring, even though they're trying to do the same thing. And The Ring was made, what, 20 years ago?
Yep, 20 years.
And this looks terrible, which we see the baby again when they like show inside of her womb and like black smoke comes out of its nose. And it looks like a fucking character from Food Fight. It's so crazy how bad the CGI on the baby looks.
Magic devil fetus.
Yeah.
Yes,
honestly, the devil fetus in Devil Fetus looked better, and that's from like the 80s.
I can't say I've seen Devil Fetus, but that sounds awesome. I gotta say, this is where the abortion metaphor really takes hold.
Yes.
This is the ultimate anti-abortion movie because it asks two very important questions. One, should you get an abortion even in the instance of rape? The answer, no. Secondly, should you get an abortion if your baby is literally the devil?
I'm surprised they never like actually said that.
I know. The answer, of course, no.
No, because
you should not.
For some reason. No, because later in the movie, they suddenly decide the baby's not actually the devil. The baby is possibly Jesus, or just has a good spirit and actually has the ability to keep the devil locked inside of it, where it will not harm the world.
Even though it's a clone of Jesus, that's fine.
Yeah. And a character just comes in and says this.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that this is decided completely arbitrarily by Father Marconi, just walking into the room and being like, "By the way, the baby may not be the devil."
Yeah,
so what? You're telling me this now? I'm fucking an hour and a half into this movie,
and the devil is also like possessing the lady, the pregnant lady. I forget her name. She's the fucking main character.
She's just going to have a baby who's good at public speaking when they're older.
Yeah, the devil speaks through her to the people who run this cult or whatever, and he's like, "You need to make sure this bitch doesn't die because I need the baby to be born so I can possess the baby, who, by the way, is not actually the devil, so don't even think about killing it. This baby could grow up to be anything. He could grow up to be the president.
It could be the next Vivaldi, the next Michelangelo.
It could be the next Chief Keef."
Oh, God, pull the plug.
Are we going to start our phase where we're like, rap music in quotation marks?
Yeah, that Ben Shapiro video rap.
Could be the next Sexy Red.
That would be the second coming of Christ.
Okay, so would you keep your baby even if it was going to be the second coming of Doja Cat?
I have some quotes down from the possession scene in the closet, which, mind you, she's just drunk an entire thing of bleach.
Yes.
Then she straddles the old woman and just vomits profusely into her face, which is horrible. And then I swear to God, these are two lines that Laura, the main character, says. Granted, her voice is now devil voice, and I gotta say, this actress, she is serving.
Yeah,
she's giving it her all. As the gays say online, I'm not even kidding. They say she is putting her whole pussy into this performance.
That's awesome.
That's what they say. Laura's
really
character, she said, she really is. Laura's character says, as the devil, she says, "I hate being stuck up inside her stinking mess."
It's funny the lines they won't cross.
Yeah.
Like they will literally have these women be raped by a demon on camera, but they won't say vagina. The devil won't say vagina.
It just is an ugly sounding word.
Yeah. He says
I don't
fuck.
like to say it.
He says shit. He will not say the word vagina.
He also says, "How I loathe that fucking whore." And then they introduce this out of nowhere subplot where the devil says, "Even worse, the child has come to love her."
There is something else. I thought Laura would come to love me. How I loathe that fucking whore. Even worse, the child has come to love her. He's willful and wants his mommy. I didn't expect this. Oh well.
So now the child is inside and
Yes.
loves Laura for no reason.
It's an important line.
She's been pregnant for 2 hours. The baby is already in love with her.
Your own child loves you from day one.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I would love to, how many babies could even point their parents out in a lineup when they're fucking, 2 hours since conception?
Right. Yeah.
Not many. I mean, doesn't that if you adopt a child, you have to tell it that it's not.
I mean, it's a free country.
I mean, you don't have to, but if you don't tell a child that it's adopted, it's not gonna know.
Right.
So how the fuck would it be you're gonna run into its real parent one day and be like, I feel this strong sensation of love when I'm around a stranger.
Right. Yeah. Mommy, how come you don't have horns like I do? Let's not talk about that right now, dear.
When do you actually wait a minute? When do you tell your kid that you are a clone that I won in an auction?
Right. You are a clone of Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah. Of somebody very famous. So I didn't really want to tell you because you now know that you're a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
Yes. You are a clone of Andy Dick. I paid $50 million for.
I paid, I got the Wright brothers. It was only $20,000 because the plane's already been invented.
But there's some smart guys.
Yeah.
So, it counts for something. They're probably going to be A-, B+ students.
Yeah. I guess the most I can hope for is that they're pilots, but I don't even think they would know how to fly a plane in this day and age.
Right. Yeah. It's changed so much.
They can get it off the ground, but they can't land it properly.
Yeah. I adopted Osama bin Laden.
So she does not abort the baby, y'all, despite all of the horrible things it's doing to her. I don't understand why Father Marconi. Well, oh yeah, I forgot, because he knows that it's not the devil for some reason.
Yeah, she just decided that.
She has the baby. We then see her, for some reason, seemingly wearing a full hijab, enter a Catholic church. I wrote in my notes, she has she has converted to Islam, and she now has the demon baby and the Shroud of Turin. That's what I have in my notes. She has said the Shahada and converted to Islam. No, but she shows up at the church with the Shroud of Turin and the baby, and she loves the baby. And I know I'm skipping over a bunch of things. We can't go back, but like one of the final scenes of the movie is that we see her walking with this like, like 4 or 5 year olds. Yeah. Very cute kid. A boy with like brown eyes and black hair. Clearly like one of those like model kids that was picked up to cast in this movie. And it's like the evil old lady somehow in the woods following them and being like, Lucifer. And the baby just kind of looks at the camera, and we realize at the end of the movie, and this will come as no shock to eagle-eyed viewers, it turns out evil is both an external force and an interior personal struggle, because now this baby has got that dog in him.
Yeah, but
we can't let the dogs out.
He won't let the dogs out.
No.
That's why you can't abort him.
Right.
Like, you can't go back in time and kill baby Hitler because the baby could keep the Hitler urges down.
Right.
It's up to us to raise him. This movie...
You have to go back in time and love baby Hitler.
Yes. This movie adds so many layers to its plot just to keep it from being like over in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
How they're like literally just like, it's like when you fucking like play pretend with a child or like play a game with a child and they just keep adding rules so that they don't lose.
Yeah. Oh, and I have magical powers.
Yeah. Oh, and the devil's not actually possessing the baby. The devil is the baby's not actually the devil. The devil is possessing the baby, who's just a regular baby.
You're like, okay.
And also the fucking, okay, so we haven't really covered this, but there is in this facility where they're doing all this, there's a literal portal to hell that they can just open up and like travel to and from hell.
Mm-hmm.
And all the they open it up and you can just go down it, but for some reason they have to have the devil be born. They have to have the Lucifer possessed baby be born so that the demons can come out of the hole. It's like a one-way hole until the devil is born.
So it's an entrance, not an exit.
Yeah. But
or other way around.
I don't understand why. And also there was a bunch of C4 planted around the hole to hell, which I think I missed when that happened.
Yeah.
And
blink and you miss it.
This facility has like 2 guards in it. This is a facility with a direct portal to hell in it. And everyone can just travel freely to and from the room with the hole to hell in it and just set up C4, open it up, travel down there and try to find Satan and then come back. It's really, really weird.
There's also a character that is barely worth mentioning who lives nearby the hell portal. He's like in the woods and he has a telescope.
Yeah.
And he's like helps the priest and he's like watching the portal to hell through his telescope and like watches it explode in the thrilling climax of the film and like smiles. It's like who?
When
who?
Michael in Morricone's body goes to him, he's like, "Who are you?" And he goes, "The Hound of Heaven." And he's like, "Michael?" Like immediately.
Yeah, I love that.
He knows.
I love
Saint
when
Michael
movies...
possessing him.
You're no priest. Who are you? The Hound of Heaven. Michael. Why are you here? They stole the shroud.
I love when movies do that. They like, you meet a character and then the character instantly reveals that he's completely clued in on all the lore of everything, and you have no reason to know this character, like no reason to trust anything they say, but like that you immediately learn they're completely clued in. Similar in that vein, remember at one point when Michael gets in his human body, gets trapped in hell, and these random like hobbits come up and start talking to him, and they go, "We're the stolen. They stole us to be in hell." And at that point, I was like, I've given up on this fucking movie. This is too much.
Also,
this is straight up one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. Why are you introducing a class of like hell children known as the stolen, who like all have like a group mantra and everything? I was like, that is just some stupid ass fantasy world building.
Also, the implication that somehow like people who are not supposed to be in hell can end up in hell and just like talk to Michael, the archangel, and be like, "Hey, you got to get us to heaven. We're not supposed to be down here." Wouldn't literally every fucking person in hell be like, "Hey, I'm not supposed to be down here"?
It's like how, everyone in jail is like, oh, they got the wrong guy.
Yeah. I thought last I checked, like, isn't God supposed to be like saying, you go to heaven, you go to hell?
Yeah.
You're saying that like,
he'd be letting some shit slip these days.
Yeah. Like God is just like, oh, I made a mistake. I sent some kids to hell.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Maybe they just
there
fell
is
down
so
the
much
hole.
shit going on in this
They
movie.
just fell down the hole. They were just curious. They wandered into this building. The one security guard on night duty was asleep.
Oh,
And
you
they-
know what they could be is children who were aborted before they got.
Oh, maybe that's literally what they are.
I think that might be
Holy
what it
shit.
was.
That's
Was
brilliant.
children who did not get whatever the fuck you call it when you dip them in the water. Baptized, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they were like clone failures. Like they were supposed to be
Yeah.
like clones of models, and they're like, no, you don't look right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were irregulars.
For the last time, I'm Charlie Chaplin. I'm not supposed to be down here. There is a guy. Hitler is in heaven claiming to be me right now. That's another movie.
Oh my God, where the souls of Charlie Chaplin and Hitler
They're
accidentally
like
get
waiting
mixed
in
up.
purgatory at the same time, and they like, hey, you look kind of like, and you look kind of like. Hitler steals his wallet right before.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's a really good idea.
And to get away with it, he has to keep doing physical comedy in heaven.
Yeah. Hitler's doing his like Charlie Chaplin
yeah,
show.
you like the tramp, no? I can't do any accents.
These movies were a lot funnier when it was alive on Earth.
Yeah, he's lost it.
Yeah.
He's really lost his touch.
Meanwhile, Charlie Chaplin, the great dictator,
Right,
he plays Hitler in that movie.
right.
It practically writes itself. I mean, I don't
know.
really know how it's writing itself, but the pieces
Yeah,
are all
they'll use
there.
that proof.
I agree.
And in hell, they're like, well, we have this video footage of you. Is this not you? And he's like, yeah, but no.
Yeah. He's like, look, I've got proof. I'm an actor. Yeah, okay, buddy. And meanwhile, Hitler's showing like Triumph of the Will in heaven,
Yeah.
saying it's the great dictator, Charlie Chaplin. Oh, the potential.
He meets Lenny Riefenstahl and wait, never mind. I'm taking this into we can cut this part. I was like, oh, he meets Lenny Riefenstahl in heaven, and then she realized he was lying. I was like, wait, would Lenny Riefenstahl be in heaven? It's
I
like,
don't know about that. Personally, I don't
if she
think
repented,
so.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing is like you can do all that shit and then at the last moment be like, just kidding.
If Hitler repented,
I accept Christ.
he's in heaven. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Repent, y'all.
That's pretty awesome. I
Your
bet
ass
all the
better
people who
repent.
spent their whole lives being good are like super happy about that rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
That's like when people were upset about stimulus checks going to everyone.
Yeah.
Or like when your parents, or not your parents, but like older generations are like, don't want student loan forgiveness because
Right.
they had to work hard to like forgive their loans.
Mm-hmm.
That's how people in heaven feel about the people
About
who are
Hitler
just
going
like,
to heaven.
because he repented on his deathbed.
We're like assuming that happens.
Yeah. He gets like dirty looks when he goes to like places in public in heaven.
But then that's a sin, so then they go to hell.
Yeah.
This whole system's fucked
Man.
up.
Yeah,
This lore we've just developed is unbelievable.
Well, that's what's so amazing about the devil conspiracy. It is such a it's so rich in its lore, yet the lore is like seriously. I'm really not trying to exaggerate. Some of the stupidest I've ever encountered in a movie. So it makes one want to expound on it.
I would have expected more from a pro-life, like National Treasure type movie.
It's like National Treasure combined with Rosemary's Baby combined with pro-life propaganda.
That Sofia Vergara's ex-fiance's movie about Roe v. Wade or whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Rosemary's Baby is definitely plot-wise the best equivalent to this film. I love Rosemary's Baby. Many people do.
Never seen it.
I highly recommend it. I really think it is a genius movie. Without like spoiling much of that, this movie fails in every department that Rosemary's Baby succeeds because like it's like, what if we took a really creepy premise and then just like completely beat down all of your enjoyment and appreciation of it by having to keep track of these stupid facts about the world of the movie.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, depicting the psychological horror of the plot.
I think my favorite part was that the demon possessed baby is born and then they like murder all of the cult members for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I guess they were like the financiers or something, or the lady in black just has everyone killed thanks to a demon who, by the way, they should have never shown that costume in broad daylight because it looked a lot less impressive when it was completely lit.
Yeah.
And then she just like goes out to like a Jeep Cherokee with the baby, which was really funny.
Yeah.
All that, and then she just walks by herself to a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and like Michael and the lady just runs up and like punches her in the kidney and takes the baby. So funny. And she like tells the demon, she's like, go make sure there's no one else inside. And he just like walks away. It was so funny how they just like didn't know. They like wrote these things and didn't know how they would actually look on camera.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't clear, they save the baby and blow up the hole to hell.
Yes.
As the demons are flying out of it, they blow up a bunch of C4.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand, like, demon logic. You can, like, shoot them and blow them up and stuff. But they, like, live forever in hell.
Won't the rocks just, like, fall down the hole and then they can, like, get out again anyway?
Yeah. Seems like if you
can
had a
demons
hole that,
not get through rocks? That's, like, beyond their technology. They know
and
where
they
the
know
hole was.
That they also know that if you, like, just keep going up, eventually you're going to be in Earth.
I don't know why they don't get out more. Let's rate this thing, boys.
Yeah.
Any thoughts? The Devil Conspiracy. Does it hold up, or is it merely a coincidence?
I think it holds up. I loved this mix of various theology and Bible lore, Bible fan fiction. Pretty fun. I love Bible fan fiction. I couldn't help but notice the production company was named Third Day Films.
Aha!
What happened in 3 days?
The Shroud of Turin.
While I'm on that number, though, I am going to go ahead and give this 3 out of 3 devil fetuses.
This was the film equivalent of having someone, having a pregnant woman jump on top of you and say, "Good news, my water is breaking," and then release a bunch of like hot acid water on you. Which, if you remember, that happens in this movie.
That
It
was
a very
so crazy.
disturbing moment.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the ultimate fuck you, daddy. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Vestal virgins trapped in a glass cube.
They are in a glass case of emotion, you could say. I loved this movie. I was, as I said, completely compelled by it. It kept me up. I was going to watch half last night and half today. Watched it all last night. I'm really tired right now as a result. I really related to the character of Laura as the American art student who wanted to go to Europe and shake things up. That's very American of her. I wish her the best of luck on her thesis and with her new family. I gotta give this film 1 out of 1 shrouds, y'all. Because there's only one shroud that really matters, and that's the Shroud of Turin. And in the world of Catholicism, you're either Turin or Tur out. Okay? This movie was Turin.
They should call it the Shroud of Turnt.
Yeah, wow. Well, we want to thank everyone for listening to our review of The Devil Conspiracy. You can stream it on Hoopla, by the way. That's where I streamed it. And if this is your first time here, please go to boysbiblestudy.com. That's where you can listen to all of our free episodes. And if you really like what we do and you want to listen to bonus episodes and support us in doing so, patreon.com/boysbiblestudy is where you should go. All subscribers, $5 and up, or more, $5 and up, get access to our bonus episodes released every other week. Shout outs to our patron saints at the $20 tier, who we shout out on every episode: Nicole, Marissa, Jeff, Kara, and Rhett. Thank you very much. Our outro music is Oh My God by Mary. So from all of us here at Boys Bible Study, myself, Ash, my co-hosts, Scott and Julian, we would like to say, peace be with you.
And also with you.
I remember when she went, Laura isn't here right now. That was so bad. It was a nightmare.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I feel your love in me, it's coming from within. Oh my God, my devotion is so unwavering. Divine emotions when you enter me. Every day